out the mess, and it is messy today. Very messy. Most of it is your fault, Dad. Look at you, you've got crumbs all over yourself. Oh. Oh, Daddy. Daddy? Daddy!
He stopped breathing.
God rest ye merry
Welcome to Sleuth 101, the show that tests your mastery of mystery. Now, don't worry, kids, that wasn't the real Santa. It was just Bill Quinn, father of two, retired headmaster, and rapidly cooling corpse. This year, Bill got something a bit different for Christmas. He got killed. At least it's not socks. To solve this little Christmas conundrum, please welcome our guest detective, Dave O'Neill.
Right. Wasn't you.
You're right, it wasn't me.
Wasn't you. Good. OK, I'm ready.
Are you a fan of detective stories?
I love detectives, but I am an old-style, violent 1970s cop. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, so I'm ready for a bit of,
Excellent.
whack. There'll be no forensic or anything from me. I'll just get it out of them.
A brute force?
Yes.
Excellent.
Even if they didn't do it.
Confessions are confessions.
Exactly. That's what we want. Go home.
Now, we've got 4 suspects in this murder. You'll be meeting them later on. But
Right.
first of all, we need to check out the scene of the crime. This way, Mr. O'Neill.
OK.
This is the now rather ironically named living room. This is Bill's favourite chair. This is his favourite lamp. This is his favourite chalk outline.
Right, OK.
Now, the pathologist has been through, taken the body, but what I want you to do is have a look around for clues that might be lying about.
OK, well, there's this very interesting wombat farming prospectus, which is... I had that idea years ago, I've got to say. Someone ripped me off, but that could cause a bit of tension. This, feather duster, I think it's a clue, or...
Could just be a feather duster.
OK, we'll just leave that. Excellent. Now I
Ooh.
think... I don't want to put my fingerprints on it.
Too late.
But...
What do you reckon it is?
Oh, hang on, let me tell you. It's been sitting there for a while. That's eggnog. That'd be
Eggnog.
Christmas eggnog,
Oh,
I'd
you're
say.
good.
On the chair, there's a lot of crumbs, aren't there?
Yep,
I'm
feel
a
free to
expert
pick
in
away.
crumbs. That's maybe shortbread, Christmas shortbread, maybe?
Please don't tell me you're just going to have some more just to make sure.
Yeah.
There's something else with the crumbs there on the couch.
It's a sort of it's a guide to chocolates, which I love. A choice of 5 chocolates in the chocolate box.
Nice, OK, hold on to that.
Now that's...
What is that?
That could be like a backside padding in case you want to get a bit of booty like Beyonce.
If Santa wanted to be a bit more tummy-licious.
Oh! I don't think John Wood needed it, but anyway. It's Santa Claus stomach padding.
I think you're doing pretty well there, Mr. O'Neill. So come down here with me and I will give that to forensics.
Yep, I touched that. So.
Yep, and that you've touched that as well. We've both touched that now. That'll give them something to think about.
Excellent.
Now, do you want to read out the chocolate menu? Because it could be important.
Sure. Dark chocolate with whole hazelnut. Milk chocolate with peppermint cream.
That'd be the one I'd have. I'd go for that one.
You'd like that? OK. Dark chocolate with strawberry cream.
I'd go for that one as well, actually.
I'd go for all of them. Milk chocolate with whole almond. Ooh. And then just solid dark chocolate.
Wow.
So obviously this is important, so
Well,
I'm
it
going to hang on
could
to
be
this.
important. Now, I think it's time that you meet your first suspect. Bill's possibly patricidal son, Steve Quinn, a self-described entrepreneur who's constantly creating new businesses. None of them are any good, but at least he's trying. Take it away, Steve.
It was your typical Christmas nightmare. Lunch was good, but then the horror began.
What's ET stand for?
I think I'll start clearing up.
Mum escaped to the kitchen as usual.
Suppose I'll have to help Mum, as usual.
Oh, this is a good one. I'll give you 3 guesses.
Chocolate, do you?
Thanks, Marjorie.
Because he's got little legs.
What?
Get it?
What?
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, I hate soft centres. You have it, darling.
It says short for. It says what's ET short for?
Right. No, I've got a nut.
Well, it's funny on my way. You stand on your legs, don't you? Whatever, Dad.
I need to talk to you about something.
All my moves tied up.
How do you know
Get after him.
I said no, not this time. How did a son of mine turn out to be such a loser?
Please, Dad, I need it.
Son?
Really?
I can't just keep handing out stuff for nothing. I mean, who do you think I am?
What's wrong with Mum?
Other than menopause?
Now I had to tell Ali the bad news.
What did he say?
It's all sorted.
Is it really? Because otherwise I'm going to sort it out myself.
No, I fixed everything. Has she been crying? What's happened?
Oh, I just got some spray and wipe in my eyes. So, make yourself useful and put these away.
Dad, I demand. No. Dad, I think you should... It was no use. I was too scared of him. In his eyes, I did everything wrong.
Shit.
I don't know what she's talking about. There's tissues in there.
What?
Oh, nothing.
There's tea in the dining room.
Tissue, dear?
Thanks.
We went and had a cuppa until, Michelle screamed.
Now, Dave, everything you've seen was the truth, but Steve may have left out some crucial information, as he often does on his tax return. The only way you're going to work out the truth is to ask him yourself.
I'd like to talk to Steve.
Dave, meet Steve.
Okay. So, Steve, eh? Drive-through optometry,
Yes,
Amish online.
yes.
All good ideas, yeah?
Not so far, but this one, wombat farming, if you're interested.
I'm not, but lost a lot of money in ostrich farming. But he called you a loser. That must hurt.
That's his way with people. He's like that. And often it's just a joke and, I laugh it off.
But he's obviously financed projects of yours in the past?
Oh, yeah, most of them. Normally he comes round. He says no the first time and then he comes round.
And when he said no to this, you just snapped and killed him, yeah?
No.
You did. Listen, buddy, you did, all right? If you're wondering where the good cop is, there is no good cop.
Yeah, no.
Bad cop.
Why would I kill my dad?
People have before, man. It happens. So what do you stand, because he is now passed away, do you stand to get money because he is dead? Do you get some of his money?
Look, I haven't even thought that far ahead.
Really?
Still trying to get over the fact that I found my dad dead on the lounge room floor on Christmas Day.
Right. Are they crocodile tears we're seeing, or are they real?
These are real tears.
Really?
Crocodile farming's not a bad idea either, though.
Listen.
Yeah.
What chocolate did you have, by the way? You had a soft centre, yeah?
It was. Look, I had something soft. I think
peppermint or strawberry?
I can't remember. My wife just.
You can't remember peppermint or strawberry. You're an entrepreneur, but you don't know the difference between peppermint or strawberry. No wonder you're failing, son. Do I remind you of your dad? Are you going to snap and kill me now? Are you? Come on.
Dave, I'm going to have to stop you there. We've got some results through from pathology. Now, according to these, the cause of death was suffocation. Fibres from the pillow you found, Dave, were discovered inside Bill's airway. Does that help you at all?
What do you like at shoving pillows in people's mouths, buddy?
Now, we've spoken to the son. It's time to meet the daughter, Michelle. Michelle Quinn is Barry and Marjorie's oldest child, and at the age of 39 is still living at home with her parents. She combines her love of history and cleaning in her restoration work at the museum. She is in danger, however, of ending up like her relics, dusty, forgotten, and handled only by strangers.
It was typical. No one was doing anything for Christmas dinner except Mum and me. Ali was being her usual painful self.
Oh, sorry, I can't stop sneezing. Where's that cat?
I put Max out before lunch. You're probably just allergic to good company.
There must be cat fur in here somewhere.
Maybe you should have vacuumed yourself if you didn't like the way that I'd done it.
Yeah, it never bothered you before. You don't just develop cat allergies, you know.
Why not? You never used to have a beer gut.
Oh, of course, after dinner, I was the only one who'd help Mum with the dishes.
There's a milk one and a dark one left. I wonder which one I'll have.
I wish Ali would help. She thinks she's so superior just because she's married.
Listen, did I tell you about the lovely boy in my rock climbing class? Oh, he's gorgeous, and Phyllis said he's a doctor.
Don't you start, Mum.
Oh, what about my mosaic classes or the book club? That'd be good. Phyllis is the president. She'd let you in.
No, would you stop? You are ruining my Christmas.
And when were you going to tell us you're moving to the Gold Coast?
What? Mum?
Gold Coast real estate? Where'd you get this?
Well, I couldn't find any tissues in the loo, so I went into my bag and this accidentally fell out of Bill's jacket. You've already sold this place. You settle in February, which means you'll be gone before I...
Mum, what about me?
Going to talk to your father. And don't say anything to Stephen. You know how he can fly off the handle.
Make yourself useful and put these away. It was about then I noticed how completely filthy the place was.
I'll go and tell the others the tea's ready, shall I?
Can you give it a rest?
Of course. Sorry for wanting to have a clean house. I'll go and clean in the living room, shall I? Dad won't mind if I wake him up. And Dad just sat there asleep, as if everything was okay. I needed to talk to him, ask him what was going on. Of course, I didn't know. Daddy!
Dave, meet Michelle.
Michelle, may I?
Oh.
Must I say, I can't believe a beautiful woman such as yourself is still single.
Oh!
And living at home.
Neither can I. Neither can anyone.
Right, enough sucking up now. Why'd you kill your dad? Why?
I loved my dad. I loved my dad.
But he was abandoning you, wasn't he?
Well,
He was moving to the Gold Coast. They'd already settled.
I mean, he did this all the time. Like, Mum, he once bought a car for Mum without telling her. It was a Monaro, it was completely inappropriate, it was orange,
Sure.
It was 2 doors, and then Mum had to drive that around. How did I get in the back seat? It was very difficult. He did this. Dad had a habit of doing this to Mum.
But Mum was obviously on board with the Gold Coast thing and she was moving too. But you weren't on board. It seems to be classic. They're in their 50s, 60s, 60-ish. They would be classic empty nesters, except there's still a little birdie in the nest.
But Dad...
Growing older and older. Listen.
Maybe a bit close to the bone, but...
How do you feel about Ali, your sister-in-law? Do you like her? You don't seem to like her, or...?
Oh, I like her in the sense that she is a conniving, scheming, manipulative, blonde, younger woman who's married. I mean, I like her.
What chocolate did you have in the end? Was it dark or was it
I don't know.
milk?
What difference does it? There were 2 chocolates left and I had one of them and I can't remember which one it was.
Okay. Why were you crying?
I was crying because it's hard when Ali and Steve are married and happy and it's just me and the dustbuster.
Sure. Mum and
I mean, that came out wrong, but...
Now, Dave, I hate to break up the sizzling sexual tension that you've got on, because there is more information to be had from forensics.
Fantastic.
The stain on the pillow had traces of chocolate and peppermint cream. Any thoughts on that, Mr. O'Neill?
Brings me back to Steve, who had a creamy chocolate. It was either peppermint or strawberry, so God damn it. Michelle, you're off the hook.
Now it's time for the grieving widow. Since her retirement from working as Bill's admin assistant for almost 40 years, Marjorie has thrown herself into the exciting world of adult education classes. She'll try anything, as long as it gets her away from Bill.
In hindsight, I should have known he was up to something with that comment he made to Michelle.
More potatoes, Dad?
Jeez, you're trying to kill me.
Dad, I think we'll have you for a few Christmases yet.
Actually, you might not see me at all next Christmas.
What? What do you mean?
Which reminds me, are you ever leaving home? I mean, I know I'm a bundle of joy to be around, but seriously.
Oh, Mum needs me here. And it's really close to work because it's just the 3 buses. And you always say that rent is just money down the drain. And I like it here.
Gold Coast real estate? Bill was doing it again. I'm going to talk to your father. I really didn't think I'd get much sense out of him, especially after a Christmas lunch. I've learned to let him wake up in his own good time. After a quick visit to the powder room, I ran into Stephen. I don't know what she was talking about. There's tissues in there.
What?
Oh, nothing.
There's tea in the dining room.
Tissue, dear?
Dave, your witness.
Marjorie, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
The long suffering, hey?
Well, not that long.
Well, how long have you been with Bill?
Oh, 40 years.
But you don't seem to want to spend a lot of time with him. You do your rock climbing and boot scooting. What else do you? Stamp collecting?
Well, I've got a new life.
Scrapbook, a new life. How do you feel about Bill's new life that he'd organised?
I'm just sorry that he's dead. I just don't know how I'll be going. You know, I'll probably be able to get over it, but it's such a shock. You know, such a shock. No one in my family would have done it. No one.
I have it on good authority that you actually studied murder at TAFE. Maybe not, but anyway, listen.
I think you're clutching at straws.
Perhaps I am. So what about your husband moving to the Gold Coast? What if I was to tell you he wasn't taking you? He'd in fact hooked up with some young strumpet who was moving there without you. A young blonde girl, the age 25, maybe 24. What if I was to tell you that? What if I knew that for a fact? I don't, but I don't need another corpse in my police station morgue, so settle down. But obviously you don't think it's a blood relative who killed your husband.
No,
Then again, you're not a blood relative. Your kids are blood relatives, but you're not.
Oh.
See? See what I did there?
Yeah.
See that? Do you see that degree coming in handy that I did it somewhere?
Did you do your degree at TAFE too, did you, darling?
Dave,
Yes.
I'm going to cut in there, as
Sure.
the pathologist said to the corpse. Speaking of which, I know it was goody. Speaking of which, the new toxicology report tells us Bill's eggnog had nothing poisonous in it, just vast quantities of brandy and rum. Basically, no egg, all nog. Maybe our last suspect will shed some light. Steve's wife, Ali Quinn, has her own successful podiatry business. As well as supporting her patients' arches, she's been supporting her husband's increasingly far-fetched schemes.
I hate Christmas. The Quinns have a great way of making you feel good about yourself.
There's a lot of cheese on that.
And?
And you have been stacking it on lately.
Well, quite nice though, isn't it? My friend Phyllis gave me the recipe.
Friend? Since when have you had any friends?
I was just waiting for Marjorie and Michelle to leave so Steve could talk to his dad about money. And when Bill said,
All my money's tied up.
I knew something was up. I knew he'd get nowhere with his dad. If that money was really tied up, I needed to find out where.
Ah, really? I can't just keep handing out stuff for nothing. I mean, who do you think I am?
The house and all the savings, all for one tacky little penthouse. I really wanted to tell Steve about it, but the Quinns were closing ranks.
You make yourself useful and put these away.
I tried to make conversation with Michelle, but it wasn't easy. Nice lunch.
Not that you did anything to help.
Ooh, it's chocolate left, a dark one.
Oh, that's mine, actually, because I'm surprised you've got room for any after the amount that you scoffed down.
Okay. Later, when the others were having a cup of tea, I was enjoying a little peace and quiet when...
Dave, the daughter-in-law awaits you.
Ali, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, Detective. And yourself?
I'm good. People don't seem to like you in this house.
I can't understand why. I like me.
Yeah, right. So Steve never found out about this Gold Coast thing, did he?
Well, I wanted
No.
to tell him. But when that family come together, they're like kind of claws all gripping in together and they kind of close ranks and they come in on you.
So you...
I wake up screaming about this family. They give me nightmares.
So you're kind of on edge, aren't you? You're kind of a little bit psychopath.
Well, I wouldn't say psychopath.
So you killed him before you could even tell Steve, yeah?
No, I
You
didn't
killed
kill
your
him.
father-in-law.
Why would I kill my father-in-law?
Well-
He needed to be alive so that we could ask him for money.
Your mother-in-law's basically said you did it, right?
What?
Well, Marjorie said she was basically saying that she thinks you did it.
God, I think she did it then.
You think she did it? Right. What chocolate did you have? Did you get a chocolate in the end, or...?
Well, I looked at several chocolates. I had one that was a nut. It was a nutty chocolate. I remember because it sticks in my teeth and I can't stand it. It's like a fungal toenail. It gets stuck in there and I don't like nuts.
No, right. Like your father-in-law, you don't like it, do you? You want to kill it. You want to get rid of it.
I did not murder my father-in-law. I liked him a tiny bit, but I didn't...
Right. A tiny bit. OK. Well, you're suspect number 1 at the moment.
What?
Well...
There is no way I can go to prison. My hair has just been done.
But you'd be like a hot prisoner. You'll be all right.
Really?
You'd be in the steam room working that thing like a prisoner.
Oh
my God! So why'd you kill him?
I'm telling you now, I would look deep into that family because I have known for years they are psychotic. The only reason I stay with Steve is because we need the money. We really need the money. We're in a lot of debt. We're only going to have one income now and it's desperate times.
Michelle did it?
Probably as well. I don't know.
I'm going to stop you there, Detective O'Neill.
Good.
It's time for you to attempt to solve the crime. But before you do that, we've got one final piece of information from the lab.
Yeah?
The analysis of Bill's stomach contents found traces of hazelnut. Helpful?
I feel like I'm working in a chocolate shop. Which is a fantasy of mine, by the way.
So that's it. You have all the information needed to solve the crime. Was it the self-unemployed son, the dowdy, dateless daughter, the menopausally moody missus, or the domineering daughter-in-law? Here's a clue. It wasn't the broken crockery you should have kept your eye on. Do you have a hunch? We'll sit up properly then. Let's see what Dave thinks. All right, Dave O'Marple, it's your moment of truth. It's time for you to unmask the murderer.
OK.
In you go.
All right. Look at you guilty people. I'll tell you, a bit of attention, please. You all know why I've gathered you here today. I'm going to tell you which one of you killed the fabulous Bill. I mean, most murders are a domestic thing in nature, which I think precludes you, Ali, even though you're red hot, ready to go, blonde, mad, stabbing sort of type. I don't think you did it.
I don't think so either.
No, that's funny you don't think that. And Steve, you're the obvious choice. But, you know, with that hair, you wouldn't survive a minute in prison, so... I don't want to put you in there. Look, I've basically got no idea. So what I'm going to do, I've noticed on every cop show where they have cameos of people, the famous one always did it, like when Law & Order has Cyndi Lauper on it, she did it, right? OK, so, I mean, yeah, you're on Thank God You're Here, but you're not a household name. You're on the gardening show that got axed. You're in The Librarians, which is short, but it's on the ABC, let's face it. Leaves you ding-dong. And, I mean, you know, everyone... Marjorie. Everyone knows you. You're a household name. You sat on a couch like this with Ernie Sigley for years, and you had a fight with Daryl Summers, famously. So, it's you, Marjorie. Stand up. You did it. Let's get value out of money out of you, I reckon.
Dave, let's see if that amazing logic actually works.
Yeah. Ding Dong did it. Ding Dong.
The real Christmas murderer is present.
Ooh.
And would they please stand up?
It was me!
See, I was right.
He was going to take me away from Phyllis, my new friend, and she was going to all the classes with me, and she made me feel myself. I just felt fabulous.
Oh, my God, it's a lesbian murder.
It was, in fact, Marjorie, who since retirement has found a new lease on life. For the first time in her married life, she's discovered an independent, exhilarating existence with a soulmate. Learning all that was about to be uprooted by an uncaring husband drove her to unpremeditated but drastic action. Marjorie told us she'd poked her head through the door to the living room and saw Bill asleep, but she left out the little detail about killing him, freeing herself from a suffocating marriage by suffocating her husband, and in doing so, leaving traces of chocolate behind on the pillow. When she left, you may have noticed that Steve had replaced the soup tureen in the time she'd taken to kill her husband. If she had just poked her head in, as she said, it wouldn't have been there yet.
Oh.
And as for the chocolates, let's see. We know Bill had the hazelnut. Ellie also had a nut, and so must have had the almond, which was milk chocolate. Michelle had dark chocolate, which means Marjorie had the only other milk chocolate, the one with the peppermint filling. And if you hadn't worked it out, and you didn't, Dave, Ellie's noticeable increase in allergies, larger appetite, and the time spent in the toilet are because she's pregnant.
Oh, what a shame Bill's dead.
He would have loved a grandson.
Congratulations, Ellie and Steve, on your imaginary pregnancy. How are you feeling, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, it was like being back at uni. Everything went over my head. I didn't understand a thing. But I got it right in the end. I got there in the end, so I'm very excited. I'm going to join the police force today.
Did you lot spot the red herring this week? Go to our website, find out if you're right. While you're there, check out the Sleuth 101 interactive game and you can get an advanced clue to next week's show. Until then, I've been Cal Wilson and will probably continue to be so in the future. Good night. Next week, Oz rock legend Kyle Bowman receives a Lifetime Achievement Award that's very close to his heart. Who put it there? Was it the wife, his drummer, or just a lover of good music? Frank Woodley is playing lead detective, but can he make the killer sing?
I love you.
It's sex, drugs and rock and roll. Next week on Sleuth 101.
Your tongue got lost in her ear.